and we should be live. All right. Welcome everybody to the Dark Souls of podcasts, aka the Joy-Con Boy podcast, aka the Save Point podcast, the only podcast you come to listen to for the people you love to hate. Today I'm hosting the podcast, and today we have a lineup of warriors. Blandrew, how do you feel about me taking over your podcast?
You got it, man. I mean, I think my time is over. I did a pretty good job, so I'm handing it off to my apprentice. Still it goes.
All right.
One episode.
Get a pretty long.
Oh my
Get a
God.
pretty long run there too, Blandrew, right?
Yeah.
A long one.
One podcast a year. That's how it goes.
We also have Zob.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm excited to be here.
Anime fan.
Heidi, howdy ho!
Hero.
Yeah, what's up, guys?
Gambino.
What's poppin', everybody?
And Guy Gamer.
Yeah, what's up, guys? Now, this is going to be a 3-hour special with Ghost MCing, so let's go.
It's going to just be mostly Ghost talking to himself and answering his own questions.
What we all want to hear.
So I wanted to start off today's podcast by asking basically what everybody's playing, what games, and what they think of them. So I guess anybody can go ahead and start on that if they want. Anybody? So,
I'm playing God of War. No, I'm playing Pillars of Eternity, right? That's what it's called?
mm-hmm.
Pillars of Eternity, the hottest RPG on the market right now, officially.
Yeah, well, just give a minute for Nico to finish. Oh, that's what you're playing, Nico?
Wait. What?
That's a joke. He's not playing any games anyway. I've been playing Helix, which is a sort of like a B movie RPG, Western RPG. I forget. It's the people that make Risen and Gothic make it.
Oh, is that the one with the guy that had jetpacks in the medieval times and stuff like that?
Yeah, it's like a post-apocalyptic with it's pretty much Fallout, but with like in a B movie setting. So
yeah, I want to try that. Try that.
It's an entertaining distraction, I would say. I wouldn't prioritize it, but if you can get it cheap, it's worth a look. And then I actually started playing Pillars of Eternity 1 again, since you can transfer everything over to 2. So
Yes.
nice.
Game has been kind of slow this year, so I've been picking up the backlog, going through Tropical Freeze again, really liking that game, and I'm playing through Mega Man Legends again.
Now, hold on, Blandrew. Everybody wants to know, how is Labo?
Actually didn't pick that up yet. I was working on the Yakuza thing, and it just kind of got past me.
Not surprising.
But
You didn't play Donkey Kong?
No, I did. I played it on Wii U. I just picked it up again for Switch.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I'm also playing Tropical Freeze. And, I'm really enjoying it a lot. When I played it on the Wii U, I played it with a friend. So the solo experience is really nice with the game.
You playing that game handheld now?
Yeah, I alternate between handheld and the docked.
Yeah, I've been exclusively on tabletop with that game.
Yeah, having it on handheld is real nice, but yeah, I beat the game. I'm going back, just getting all the puzzle pieces and stuff just to kill some time.
oh, you already beat it now.
Yeah,
Like the Switch version?
Yeah, I beat the main story.
I mean, I'm still playing it, but I'm trying to go back and collect puzzle pieces and stuff like that. But
Yeah, it's really fun. All the levels have a lot of replayability.
I just like the design and art style of the game as well as the music. But yeah. What
Mhm.
about you, Hero, and Anime Fan?
Yeah, I'm back on Pokken and Splatoon. There's a real good indie that came out, Don't Starve. I think I told you guys about it, but I'm playing that heavy. I tried getting back on Shovel Knight. I'm on the last level, but I just gave up. I'll try and get back into that shit. It's just real hard.
Yeah, that game's kind of discouraging.
Yeah.
Wait, you like Pokken?
Yeah, it's pretty good. I don't know. I just started getting to the groove of it again, so I was gonna try it out again.
Yeah, I tried that game. I couldn't really get into it.
Saw you complaining on Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some bullshit in there, but you know.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to play Bayonetta, and respectfully, it's fucking god awful.
I don't get the hate for Bayonetta in this Discord.
That's funny.
I don't get it either.
It's terrible.
I don't get it either, man. I liked Bayonetta. It's probably one of my favorite.
Reasons.
No, I mean it's a really good.
I don't get the love for Bayonetta.
It's not really a strong love for Bayonetta. It's just the fact that a lot of other action games just kind of suck, to be honest. And it's actually pretty good in that regard.
Yeah, it's almost like, remember when you played Batman Arkham Asylum and like the combat didn't click at first, but then once you learned how to do all like the flourish combos and connections, that's how Bayonetta is, I think. And some people, I think it just doesn't connect. So
Another thing.
Is the story supposed to make sense?
Yeah, I was gonna say
No.
I'm feeling like anime fan is worried about that story that doesn't really make any sense at all. But moving on, as far as other topics we have.
Wait, what are you playing? You still playing Donkey Kong?
Yeah, I'm still playing Donkey Kong. I haven't really gotten past like area 4 of that, but I'm really loving it. I really like a lot of the music, even though a lot of it's just remixes. I don't think there's that many original compositions. Maybe you know something about that, Blanger?
No, there is. There's just a lot of remixes in it too.
Yeah.
who's your favorite co-pilot, Ghost?
You mean like tag member? What?
Yeah.
Probably Diddy, because she's
Dixie.
not Diddy. Dixie. Yes, Dixie. Dixie because you know, she has the propeller thing and she can float longer than Diddy Kong can. So yeah.
Yeah, she like raises you up with it.
Yeah. What's the older one, Cranky or whatever? He's not bad, but you know, you don't really need a longer jump range. So.
It's only good for the enemies you can't kill. You just jump on their head and get a boost.
But moving on, yes,
$60.
$60.
Yay or nay? Was it $60 a little?
You know, I see a lot of people, you know, saying that they don't want to pay $60 for it, but I personally, having never played it before, I'd say it was well worth $60.
No, that's definitely a nay. The original game launched for like 50, I believe.
Yeah, it was 50.
It was. But I'm still not done with it. I'm still playing it, so I don't really have a problem with it.
Because I think it might be a little steep because there are better platformers that are, I don't know if they're better or not, but about $20 like Celeste or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I didn't play Donkey Kong. I'm not really in the mood to play it right now, but one of these days I will.
Well, are you a
like
Donkey Kong Country fan?
I played the one on Super Nintendo a long time ago, and I loved it. But that was, Jesus Christ, how many years ago was that?
That was almost 20 or 24 years ago, somewhere off in there.
Yeah,
that was years ago.
I still don't think Tropical Freeze compares to that, really.
To the Donkey Kong Country 1 and 2?
Yeah,
I can agree. I feel like those were on a different level in a way.
Yeah, the aesthetic of those games, like beautiful.
Yeah, it's a very different thing from like 3D animation. They had like the motion capture type of stuff on there. But we were talking about the next topic on Zob's stream the other day. What do you guys think about the younger generation coming into the gaming? Like, are you like mad, or you know, how do you feel about the older guys kind of moving out of the industry, bringing new blood?
Yeah, just being the oldest guy here, I guess I'll go first. But to me, it's more annoying for the reviewers that come in, because reviewers don't get paid very well. So you get these like recycled 20-year-olds who probably their first RPG was Kingdom Hearts, you know, and respect to Ghost, but you know, to me to see them criticizing like some of these great games that come out, you know, for really no reason. Sometimes it's kind of annoying. But with the perspective of the Nintendo thing, again, we'll have to wait and see. I don't like what they're doing necessarily right now, but
the question is, the younger generation with gamers, with the company, with reviewers? Are you comparing the older generation?
Well, I mean, in general, but I mean, like in the context of, because we were talking about the Nintendo and how they're losing like Iwata's vision, like you said, sort of in that sense.
Yeah, so there's a new, basically, Iwata's gone, so now there's new people coming in who are younger, fresher. You know what I mean?
Yeah, new ideas,
bigger, better ideas. That's what you're trying to say. Do we want the old, crusty, and dusty way, or do we want the new way? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes.
Okay, cool. My bad. Go ahead, Gamer.
Yeah, I mean, but as far as like Japan goes, we really don't know what that looks like, right? Because they're kind of different as far as like their games still that come out. You know, it's just obviously Western wise, it seems like free to play is going to be that new hotness, right? With microtransactions and all that stuff. So I mean, I don't know. I can't really say either way. We'll just have to see how it all shakes out. But the indie scene seems to be driving like creativity back into some of the AAA. So I do kind of like that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Well, Ghost, you disagree on that, right?
Nico's
Actually, what about you, Nico? What are your feelings?
Ghost doesn't want to get dragged. He's been flip flopping on indies.
Nah, go ahead, Ghost. I go after you.
No.
Well,
I'm
I like the old way though.
That's he goes to host. You disagree that the indie scene is bringing a fresher, newer wave, right?
I mean, there's parts of it that are fresh and new, but I kind of feel like there's a certain sense that there's an oversaturation of certain things. Like I feel that there's not a quality control on the market, I guess. I guess that's the because we were just talking about this earlier in the Discord, and Guy Gamer, you're a Steam guy, right? You use Steam all the time, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm more of a PC guy, but go ahead.
Well, as far as PC, but I think when you look at like the Steam libraries, like the Steam area and everything, on that side of the game, you had a lot of early access titles, things of that nature coming down the pipeline. And I don't just mean in regards to like the Nintendo Switch and their indies and everything. I just mean like if you look at that market and combine it with some of the stuff that ends up on the eShop and on the Sony network and maybe to even some extent Microsoft's network, there's some trash coming down the line, man.
Yeah, obviously, but I can already sort of retort you there because like Steam has a program now. It's called Steam Curators, and so you can actually follow certain people that get rated like Jim Sterling is a Steam curator. So it'll pop up all of his suggestions and games he loves and games he hates. So like if you like that person's opinion, you can follow him as a curator, and then you'll get those suggestions. So I could see stuff like that making its way console side soon to sort of help, cherry pick through some stuff.
Don't Steam games get pulled if they're too bad too? I thought I heard something about that with a couple games.
I think you can report stuff like that.
I think that's everywhere though. Microsoft used to do that too. I mean, you're going to have some trash, but for every piece of trash, dude, there's one or two gems that does something really cool, and then obviously people copy it. So
yeah, I mean these indie developers are not experienced, so obviously there's going to be some crap coming out.
You get these millennials with no work ethic, and they just put a piece of garbage out there.
Yeah.
I think indies are the new flipping wave. Now, Ghost was saying he was trying to say that to prove his point. He was saying Yooka-Laylee and Mighty Number 9. I think
the worst example.
Well, exactly, Hero. When I saw those games, I don't know what made people get excited to go buy those, because I looked at that and I said that looks like complete trash.
I think it was because YouTubers were doing voice acting for ukulele and stuff like that.
No, it's not just that. I think there's like a nostalgic sense to that because look at those ones that have been hyped up: ukulele, Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah, I was just about to get to that.
Mega Man, Mighty Number 9, and then the Castlevania one I keep forgetting, Bloodstained or whatever. It just seems kind of like a nostalgia property to me. So yeah,
I could have spotted that a mile away, but then again, Ghost and Blanchard love a new Sonic the Hedgehog.
Brag those furries.
But I spotted that 3,000 miles away. But games like Celeste, I like Super Meat Boy. I like I think there's a bunch of great indie titles that are out there. Mm-hmm. It's just I'm just mad that I heard that Nintendo. I heard that there's a bunch of them cluttering that are terrible on the Nintendo Switch right now. But what I heard is that Nintendo used to put you through some type of application, a urine sample. It was all kinds of loops and holes in order for you to get on the Nintendo. And I believe the Xbox used to do that as well. But I'm talking about, but with Nintendo, that's my complaint right now is I hope it doesn't clutter the Switch eShop with a bunch of crappy indie titles, but I think there's a lot. And in my point right here, I just can't wait for them for some indie developer to do a really good turn-based RPG, a Resident Evil from the 1, 2, and 3, and a Street Fighter clone. And man, indies they'll be taken off.
So do you think...
My thing with the whole young generation versus the old generation, I kind of like the young generation. Like they kind of got a lot of new ideas. Like when we look at the old generation, it's easy to look at their legacy and stuff like that. But Bloodstain, Mighty Number 9, Ukulele, and all these games, we were just hyping because we were fans of their older stuff. But in the current day, those were pretty bad games. But even Sonic, we have to get the younger generation to come in here and fix that game with Sonic Mania. So I don't know. I'm kind of excited for it. Then we got games like Splatoon and ARMS coming out as the young generation and stuff like that.
Splatoon was great. That was the most innovative shooter I've played in years. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, I mean, I can kind of see it. But if we're getting the younger generation on old IP like Pokemon, I kind of hope the old generation is there to steer them in the right direction at the very least.
Yeah, I was going to mention Sun and Moon. I mean, look what they did with Sun and Moon. They casualized the game. They stripped gyms. They took out all these features, and people were mad about it. You know what I mean? People were dropping Sun and Moon, trading the game in. So, yeah, I like the younger generation, but we definitely need some supervision there. You know what I mean?
I like the younger generation on their games, basically, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't know. In terms of Nintendo, I don't know. It's kind of mixed for me because I like both the old and the young, but I'm more in favor of the old because I know, at least with them, 90% of the time they know what they're doing. And if they put out a game, like 90% of the time I know I'm going to have fun with it. The younger generation is more like a gamble because they're experimenting with like a ton of new ideas, like Gambino was saying with Splatoon and ARMS. I mean, ARMS, that was an example of a game I don't like. Splatoon is an example of a game I really do like. I was just playing that the other day. I don't know. It just depends though. Like especially in terms of RPGs, if the new generation is going to be bringing out shit like Xenoblade 2, I'm not having that, you know? Like I just can't play that shit.
That was the older generation.
Yeah, that was older generation.
Oh, that was oh my God.
It was.
Because
We're trying to relate to the younger generation, and they did because I'm the only one that doesn't like it. Well,
it's the fastest selling Xeno game.
Didn't they start development of that like right during the same time as like Xenoblade X, Blanger?
I think so. They had a small team working on Xenoblade 2. It was only like 40 people. The rest were working on Breath of the Wild and a new game.
So I guess on the same note, as we talk about the new people coming in and the old leaving out, how do you feel about that Nintendo Switch Online service, guys? Scared.
I mean,
we need
it's
more
okay. It feels like we need more details, but I'm not mad about it. You know what I mean? We're still getting kind of the same thing with Virtual Console. If they stripped Virtual Console completely, I would have been mad. But it's basically the same plan, just kind of locked behind a paywall. whatever. We get the games rented, and then we have to buy them. But as long as we get to own the game, I don't have that much of a problem with it.
I feel
And
like
if the online is better, then I don't mind paying for it either.
just saying, like a lot of people seem to feel really nonchalant about it, but
Yeah, my problem is that they are. It would be so easy for them to bring the virtual console back, but they're not doing that because they want to put this up front.
Yeah,
they should
that's
just do both. They should offer the virtual console, let you carry your stuff over like they did with the Wii U, and still do this. I'd be completely fine with it. But the fact that they're doing what they're doing and not bringing back the virtual console, I'm not going to be buying the old games on their market anymore.
And I'm just saying, like, it just does seem kind of suspect, because if they were just going to bring the old games over and it wasn't going to be like virtual console, they would have just said, okay, it's going to be on the eShop or something like that. But they're trying to mix it in with this whole service, and it kind of seems like you're not going to be able to keep the games unless you have the service. But Landry keeps telling me different. So
And then
they're trying to sell that service to you. But yeah, go ahead, Nico.
what tripped me out was they delayed it like next year, next summer, next fall, and they ain't even do nothing worth the while. Like it's just some old NES games with online. Like, what was the purpose of that?
you wanted Game Boy Advance games with Dexter's Laboratory.
You want Dexter's Laboratory,
Oh my god.
Legacy.
I wanted a lot of things, but I didn't want no NES games with online.
Yeah,
It was a waste of time to me. You know what I'm saying?
It is pointless, but it's not a problem. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the only thing I was really hoping for was better online. I thought the NES thing was going to be a different service. I didn't know it was going to be tied to the online. But in terms of online and all that shit, I don't care about, the voice chat, the messaging. Like, even on PS4 when I was playing on that shit, people messaging me when I'm playing that shit.
Yeah, I'm trying to record
that was
footage.
one of the most, or like inviting me to voice chats. Come on.
Yeah.
You don't want this turned into a
So
Sony
do you
console.
feel that the Switch is being turned into a Sony and Microsoft console?
Well, no, the other
I
problem,
mean, I can see it that way.
the other big problem I have with it is the cell phone stuff. I don't want them installing stuff on my cell phone, because they're going to be looking at all your data. So they're going to have your phone number now, what games you play, what your friends are playing, who they're connecting with, right? Just in the day and age where everybody's getting all this information from you involuntarily, I don't like that they're connecting the stuff to my phone.
And another
Is that
thing,
optional or?
No,
I think it isn't it?
I just
not
want
for
to
voice chat. It's going to be all on the
Oh
phone.
yeah, for voice chat, yeah.
I just want to clarify again. The voice chat's not locked behind the paywall, is it? Or is it like
I don't really care about voice chat that much.
I know.
I
But
didn't read about it.
I'm just wondering, that'd be kind of crazy if it was.
Yeah, that would be crazy.
the cloud service. I just figured that out today. That the cloud service is locked behind a paywall. How's everybody's feelings about that?
Yeah, that's kind of whack.
Yeah, to save your games.
Yeah, that's the same thing the PS4 is doing.
Yeah, that's what people are telling me.
Yeah.
No, but you can do it on a USB drive though. You can't do it with the Switch, I don't think. Like, can you save it to like a?
Well, that's just backup in general. I think cloud saving is its own.
Well, you can,
you
you can already do that. That's why I was trying to.
On the Switch?
That point. Yeah, you can like you can take out the SD card, stick in a new one.
Not your saves though.
Yeah, your saves is locked on the
it's
the
on
Switch itself.
It's on the system.
Yeah. So
That's
if you
why
lose it, you just screwed. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, but you got the cloud save data. People are eating down during the podcast. Okay, but
dropping spoons.
One of the next topics I wanted to move on to is what are your thoughts on the next Monolith soft game, and what do you want in comparison to Xenoblade Chronicles 2? Like, what do you want it to improve, change, or keep? And I'm guessing a lot of you just want to scrap all of Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
Whoa!
No,
I haven't heard the details, and I'm assuming maybe half the viewers haven't. So, what's the details, Ghost?
What's the details?
Wait, I want to hear Zobi's wish list on.
I think Blanchard got the details, right?
Yeah, but I want to hear Zobi's wish list on what he wants, because I know he's like the most vocal on Xenoblade Chronicles.
Yeah.
Well, I want to hear what you got for the thing. Then I'll tell you if that's good or not. You know what I mean?
Okay, let me pull up the deets. So basically, what they first showed us was some concept artwork of medieval setting with a girl and a red dragon in the background. I'm sure you guys have seen that. Your guy Tetsuya Takahashi may not be leading the story on this game. allegedly, we're not entirely sure because they're looking for people experienced with movies and dramas. So he also said that he wanted to work on like smaller titles. So if he's not working on this, he'll probably be working on the next Xenoblade game. And this one is going to have a cast of characters on like Xenoblade Chronicles X, where it was more Avatar based. And this game is going to be set in a medieval fantasy setting with robots and mechas and stuff like that. So yeah, and there's NPCs in towns with side quests, and like they're looking for people that can like do culture and languages and industry and stuff like that. And apparently it's looking for like, it's trying to get Western influences like how Breath of the Wild got.
Yeah, it sounds like it's taking stuff from Elder Scrolls.
So it's gonna be like, what's that game that I like, man?
It's Nier?
No. The Dragon. the one that
Dragon Age.
Legend of
Dragon Age Origins.
one that Capcom made. Dragon.
Dragon's Dogma.
Dragon's Dogma. Is it gonna be like Dragon's Dogmas with mechs?
Yeah.
Well,
apparently.
Hopefully with a story too. But
Just like that, then I'm all in.
You can have like some robot with a giant cape on. Yeah.
Yeah, if it's like that, then I'm all in. You know what? I think they tried that with White Knight Chronicles on the PS3. I don't, we'll see. I think it's supposed to be a hack and slash, right? Which I'm cool.
They said some kind of action. I'm not entirely. That can mean anything. I'm not entirely sure. And they said the game's going to have some type of online functionality.
That's the only thing that I would scrap if you're going to tell me what I don't like is I do not like the Xenoblade combat system.
I would have actually liked a turn-based game, to be honest.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yes.
I wonder if there'll be a nefarious doppelganger.
And the way you described it kind of sounds like a Wild Arms cross Xenosaga type of deal, you know?
Yeah, I'm all for it.
That would be cool.
Yeah, and get rid of the modern day anime tropes. I just it's just too cringy for me.
That's interesting, Bland. You want them to get rid of the modern day anime tropes? I thought you loved them.
I never said I loved them. I just said Xenoblade 2 was my overall favorite Xenoblade game.
What are your thoughts on that, though? Like, as far as the anime tropes and that, I never heard you go at it then.
It didn't really bother me all that much. I mean, some character models could have been better, but outside of that, I was perfectly fine with the humor and some of the facial expressions and like the falling down and stuff like that. Didn't really bother me.
As soon as I saw that art style, I knew it was going to be like that.
Yeah, it looked like Sword Art Online.
It doesn't make the world smaller to you. It doesn't make it like, you know what I mean?
I don't think so.
Do you mean like the scope seems smaller?
Just when you start to do those corny modern day anime stuff, it just makes the world seem you start to lose connection with the world. It makes the world seem like, okay, this is hard to explain, man.
It's not investing you.
Yeah, I want a more mature lead because Rex looked like a 13-year-old kid.
Wait, wasn't he like 16 or something?
I think it was like 15 or something like that.
He looked 13 regardless.
15, he looked like he was 10.
I don't mind his age and things like that. I just wanted to go on. I thought it was going to be like a big, fun journey. You know what else? All the places that I went to all felt the same. Was that the same for everybody else?
I didn't really think so.
Not really.
I don't really know what you mean by that, to be honest.
Like when you go to, I mean, when you're on that little, what's it called? That little ship thing at first. Okay, you're like, okay, cool. All right, I'm about to go out into the world. And then you go to your first place, your first town, and then you go, okay, cool. Then you go to the next town, and you be like, okay, this reminds me of the last town. Then you go to the other town. I remember I went to the town when I went back home, and I think I went back home. I forgot, but we went back home, and then it was it just felt the same to me. It wasn't like I didn't get too far, but I think is there a desert world in this thing?
Yes.
Is okay, yeah, there is. I almost forgot.
Yeah, I didn't get to the desert world yet, but usually when you play JRPGs, every town you go to was just drastically different in every way, and for this, everything just felt blue. Is that just me, or?
I could see it for the first part of the game, but once you get a little bit farther, there's like some huge capital city. There's a snow village. There's like
there's like this temple that you visit, like some type of religious place you go to.
Yeah, it's in the clouds or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah.
And after the first town, I noticed that the town started being more detailed. I remember in the first town that we went to, you were able to go top of buildings, you were able to go top of, it just felt like, I don't know.
I don't know about the towns being less detailed, but as far as those cutscenes, I remember one stream, Zob, you were talking about how the beginning cutscene looked really good. That first fight or whatever. I noticed a lot of the later cutscenes start to lack a lot of
the first boss fight against the guy. That's what I heard. Somebody told me when I was watching a stream, they were saying that was the only really good cutscene out of
There were other good cutscenes.
Presented one, but I don't think it's like the.
Yeah, I think there was plenty of good cutscenes, but that one was almost that was used for all the promo material too, I think. So
yeah.
I think you should play more. That industrial city you probably stopped at is probably the most generic of the bunch. No. If you're stopping where you told me, with the maid thing.
No, I passed that. I got to the part where what was the part, Belanger? You guys were there. The guy with the mask came and he was trying to
the giant robot on
the ship, and
Oh, where you got to hit the generator and stuff.
Yeah.
So, what do you want from the next Xeno game, or Monolith Soft's next game?
As far as I want, like from what you're describing, like since it's probably gonna have like a little bit of it's gonna be a mech in an olden type field, I guess. I'd like something similar to Xenosaga in a way. Like I wanted a turn-based RPG, a little bit more difficult, I guess. But I also want to keep that blade aspect. They don't necessarily have to be like called blades or anything, but I like I like the collecting aspect of it. I like that. I like that in RPGs.
You need to lower the rarity a little bit because it seemed like you were just going through thousands of core crystals to get one rare blade.
There are ways to farm core crystals on like secret bosses and stuff like that, but it takes forever.
Except 80% of them are like oddly sexy anime girls, so they can just do away with that
too.
I think Blangy was asking Zobi, but I'll just chime in real quick and say I want the mature European sort of influence that Xeno Chronicles 1 had. I want to go back to that. But Zobi,
I'm with you on that, guy gamer. I want something a little bit more mature. I'm not saying I'm this guy that just wants real super mature things. I do like anime things at certain times. I was even enjoying the anime stuff when I was first playing the game, but then it just started going too far. I thought when I started fighting this giant maid robot, I was like, this ain't for me. You know what I mean?
You got these perverted furries like building these anime girls. I mean, come on.
Yeah. And
these Nia fanboys.
I just don't. I don't want it to be turn-based. I just do not like something about MMO type of combat systems from Final Fantasy 12 to a Xenoblade. They just don't work for me. I know it works for you guys, but it just does not work for me. I don't know why.
Yeah, I was kind of put off on Xenoblade 1. That was the main reason I was avoiding that game for so long.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get into Xenoblade 1 again since I'm going to have a little bit of free time, but I don't know, man. It's kind of difficult to get into for me.
It's great.
And I'm sure it's great. I'm not denying that. Like, I thought the music was good. I started the game. The voice acting was a lot better, I feel, in Xenoblade Chronicles 1.
Definitely.
My God.
I think you need to get to where Dunban rejoined you. Spoiler, but
I mean,
that's when it really starts to pick up.
I'm probably gonna get something like that soon after.
And with a Xenoblade and a Xenogears and a Xenosaga, they were taking me on twists and turns. Even with a Xenoblade, I didn't get far, and a Xenosaga, but every time I would hear somebody talk about them, they would say, "Oh man, the twists and turns," and I say that's the same thing as Xenogears for me. Now with Xenoblade Chronicles 2, I already knew what everything was going to happen because of the anime tropes. You know, I knew this person was going to be a blade. I knew that person was going to be a blade. I know this person was going to be that person. I already knew what everything was going to happen. So it made the game extremely small, and it was just like, I don't like this combat system. The cast of characters are fine, but this is the dorkiest squad of characters I've ever seen in my life. When I see this girl with the giant boobs, I just see Ghost pleasuring himself. You know what I'm saying? And that's something I don't want to see. So it's like, remove the big boobs, remove all that, and let's get back to the RPG. Except for trying to cater to the new age of pedos. You know what I mean?
Yeah, my thing that I'm really hoping to see is like, because I'm playing through Xenogears right now. I'm at the part where the mechs invade the town and blow his stuff up and stuff like that. He gets in the.
Yeah, I swear to God, that part blew my mind.
Yeah, I was like, yo, this looks crazy. So I'm at that part. Then I'm thinking back to Xenoblade Chronicles 1, where Metal Face first comes in and kills your childhood friend.
That was ridiculous.
Looking back at Xenoblade Chronicles X with the whole, like, going through all these trials to get your license so that you can pilot one of these scale things. I'm kind of hoping that they bring back more mechs and stuff like that, like put a stronger focus on that in the next game, because the closest thing we really had to that in Xenoblade Chronicles 2 was Poppy. So,
but I think Zoe brings up a good point about the story in regards to how you knew a lot of things were going to happen a certain way. And that's why I always ask you, Blandrew, why do you think Malos and Jin were like really good villains? I never really understood your ideas on that.
Who's Malos and Jin?
Malos and Jin, the mask guy and guy in black.
Malice is the most corniest villain ever. And Jin, I give Jin like some props. Jin was okay. Malice was corny as hell though. But yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, I just really like the segments when they were on screen. There's like no real reason why I thought they were like these amazing villains or anything.
Yeah, they had a presence on screen.
Yeah,
that's what every good villain should have. That's about it.
Yeah, but
Malice boring me.
Malice was like a generic Sephiroth.
I just thought he screamed a lot. You know, it was just every time.
Yeah, I thought Metal Face and like all the other Mechon were like way more like in your face and more intimidating than Malos or Jin though.
Oh no, Malos was not intimidating.
More than Nautical-chan and dumplings. I hate when the main character is looking, right? He's just looking at the girl normally, and then the girl goes, "Oh my God, you pervert!"
Yeah.
And then walks out of the room covering herself, and it's like, what the, you know what I mean? Like,
smacks the main protagonist.
I see people retweeting that scene and the one-eyed snake thing all the time.
Right.
What they talk about.
Well, we don't want to discuss who.
I'm talking about in the game when the scene where fucking Nia calls what is his name, Zeke or whatever, one-eyed snake or some bullshit.
Yeah, come on, Ghost, give us your Mithra. No, we were talking about this. She does the little.
I know the flap thing. Oh, you're talking about the voice.
Yeah, when she's like always like, over that little.
Oh God, please.
I'll take the blades next game, but there needs to be a drastic overhaul. Like, I'm not even talking just the way you get them, the designs of the blades. It's just annoying when I get a rare blade, and then this one 10-year-old girl comes out with a polar bear, and then she's holding her face and she looks nervous. It's like, yeah, come on.
That was an awkward character design.
Just that and the whole PG nature of the game, you never felt like there was going to be anything that really goes wrong. Because like when Gramps supposedly dies, right, he just comes right back. Like there was no real, like in the beginning of Chronicles 1, right, when that chick dies, like he gets that blood-wrenching scream, and it actually was like good. It was weird.
Who, Shulk?
Yeah, when Shulk did that.
I know, I felt that.
Yeah, like
that was actually emotional.
Yeah, and it was good. That was like the first time it's happened in a video game, and it's been good, like good delivery and everything. So like you can't compare to that too.
To be honest though, Guy Gamer, like if you came in expecting like that game to be that way just because of the art style, what if it had done the complete opposite? Do you think it would have been better because of that? For that?
You mean have a mature theme regardless of
regardless of the art style.
For sure.
Do you guys want that art style to return?
No.
It was okay. I think some of the character designs really aren't that good. in a way.
I mean, look, to me, art style doesn't matter that much. It's really the game, because like people used to complain about Chibi Link, and Wind Waker is one of my favorite Zeldas, and that Zelda's pretty brutal at times, compared to the others.
I think people had a problem with the art style when this game was first shown, when the guy had the cuts in his pants and stuff.
Remember? Yeah, didn't have that realistic art of Xenoblade X or anything.
Yeah, I think people had a problem with the art style when it first started off. But the art style doesn't bother me, but the girl with the giant boobs for the
that and the Pandoria sex kitten thing bothered me.
Wait, what? Wait, whoa, slow down. What about Pandoria?
There was like, a little Pandoria sex kitten thing going on there at the end, where like they're kind of together, but that's like
no spoilers, man.
Sorry. I mean, the game's been out for 6 months, but yeah, it was some weirdness there. I didn't like that kind of stuff. I don't know, because she's like half freaking, industrial light bulb. I don't know.
I didn't get that either, but all right. Moving on to the next topic. We've been talking about Donkey Kong. We've been talking about
one more thing. I'm sorry.
All right, go ahead.
After you beat the game, is there a reason to play again?
Well, see, that's what I was talking about the other day when we were talking about the leveling up, and I wanted more enemies to fight. I wanted enemies to keep leveling up. I wasn't talking about while I was playing the story. Like, I'm saying, like, after you beat the game, all the enemies stay the same level, and once you're leveled up and level 99, it's pretty much all done. You're pretty much doing side quests now.
The reason monster collecting games are really good is because when you beat the game, they start to unlock more monsters that you couldn't do in the main storyline. Yeah. Can you go off and collect more hidden and rare blades after you beat the game?
After you, like, pretty much
that weren't available during the main storyline. You can only get them if you were.
No, I don't think so.
The only way you can get new rare blades is by starting a new game. So, I believe there's about 6 new blades after you start New Game Plus, and then there's 2 from the DLC.
But isn't that no spoilers? But there's I know there's story-driven blades that I think they included.
Yeah, you'll already know
the villain characters and stuff like that.
You'll already know who they are.
So there's no, after you beat the game, there's no new set of blades that come after you beat the game.
No, you get the game. You can get them after starting New Game Plus only. You have to beat the game, but you cannot play it on that save file. You get what I'm saying? In a way.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Get Ghost Male Waifu is available. Let's put it that way.
But moving on,
hurry up and drop that DLC.
Yeah. Moving on, we've been talking about Donkey Kong, we've been talking about Xenoblade, and those are games with really good music. So I wanted to know what games touched you guys in a musical way, as Nico put it. Your favorite memory of a game with music that stuck with you, I guess.
Nico, anime fan.
Yeah, Nico was the one that came up with the
Ape Escape, man. Ape Escape. Stop lying. It's a song called Time Station, man. Still to this day, I listen to it.
No, you're reading my scripts or something.
I even bought it on iTunes. No, I play Ape Escape. I played it a whole bunch of times. I can remember just playing the game, listening to that music. You know what I'm saying? Made me even tear up sometimes.
Man, the first time you told me,
I'm being serious.
Nico's quirk is to steal other people's quirks, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the Xenogears hype to come out of nowhere.
Dude, I said I liked Mega Man 8. This dude was like, Mega Man 8 is his favorite game in the franchise. That was crazy.
That's all I played from Mega Man. Mega Man Legends, but Mega Man Legends wasn't all that. Mega Man 8 was better to me.
You're gonna disappoint a lot of people with that.
I heard Mega Man 8 was one of the worst in the classic Mega Man.
Which is a lie. Mega Man 8 is one of the better games, to be honest. But
according to Ghost.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ghost thinks Brawl is the greatest, so take that.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, but is not 8 not a good game, Blanger?
It's all right, but I don't think it compares to the other ones. It looks beautiful. That's about as much as I can say.
The music is great.
It's better than 5, 6, and 7.
You got the bosses. You take their powers. He had the red dog with him and shit. What was the red dog called again? I forgot. Okay, rough. Okay, yeah.
So what about everybody else in regards to like music?
Probably Mega Man X5. I know people shit on that Mega Man, but what's that one song? The Dynamo Battle theme. I thought that was crazy. I like that thing.
I think this is a pretty hard one for me because, you know, I love video game music. I think all you guys know that here, but I'm gonna have to say King of Fighters because
Yeah.
I grew up in a household with like we're all obsessed with rock music, and I never thought that would ever be able to be imitated in like a video game. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And when I heard that soundtrack, they nailed it perfectly. It's like the rock music, all the characters designed off like 80s rock, and they infuse like hip hop tracks and jazz tracks in there. It was just great to me. Like every time I listen to a track from KOF, I get chills, man.
So which is your favorite KOF soundtrack?
I like the classic ones a lot. Probably 94, 98 is really good too. With the remixed Stormy saxophone. Like there's too many songs to name, man.
Yeah. Anybody else?
Xenoverse 2.
Man.
That or Kirby. Why are you laughing?
Sorry.
Kirby music tinkles me pink.
The all time for everybody is going to have to be.
Ew. Another Mario game?
What you say?
When anybody hears that, they already know what it is. That's the game that really started it. It's not my favorite, but I'm paying homage to that.
Yeah.
What got me started with music soundtracks was Sonic the Hedgehog 1 and 2. Those two soundtracks, that's the first time I really was just like, man, this music is awesome. Not only that, Street Rage 2 had a.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah,
Dreamer. Yeah.
Then after, but Sonic the Hedgehog was just cool, funky, cool hip hop beats, but really orchestrated music. That's when I started playing the JRPGs, PlayStation 1 with Final Fantasy 7, Chrono Cross, and Xenogears. That's what got me to the orchestrated music. So if I was to say my all-time favorite, though, Sonic the Hedgehog 1 and 2 is what got me started.
What about you, Guy Gamer?
I'd say for the times, Sonic's definitely like changed things. But you know who actually, I wouldn't say my favorite, but Chrono Trigger did a really good job with atmospheric music. You know?
Oh, yeah.
Kind of like how Breath of the Wild did it, but you didn't really notice it as much, but it was back there. But I would say, like, for me, it's going to make me sound like a giant dude, bro. But when the original Halo came out with, Marty O'Donnell on the soundtrack, and it started out with that hymn, and then that rock music kicked in, man, and it was like,
They put that on Rock Band 3. I remember that.
Yeah, you were ready to like kick some ass when that thing kicked in, and it would kick in right in a major battle. So I mean, that was pretty awesome. I dug it.
But as far as me, I do like some of the original like Mega Man soundtracks. I like a lot of those. I know a lot of people like the X series. I didn't know Hero was into the X series either. But Landrew, you were trying to hype us up yesterday in Discord. You were saying that the X series had better music than the original, right?
Absolutely.
Had better everything.
I agree with that.
I don't think classic Mega Man compares to X.
Like, I feel like y'all are talking about X1 and X4 the most. Because, I mean, nobody really ever... I never...
Wait, are you guys talking about the soundtrack or the games itself? Because I would like the soundtrack.
Like the soundtrack.
I mean, I like the games too, but I don't like the gameplay over the original Mega Man.
Yeah. I feel like the original Mega Man also knows gameplay a bit better.
The original Mega Man, he has a pea shooter, and this you're like Goku charging up Kamehamehas, man. Isn't that a hidden power in one of them, literally?
The Hadoken.
Or is it Hadoken? That's right.
Power in the first game and the remake on PSP, I think.
And then you get Zero with his laser sword, and
I need that one.
Oh god! Can you?
I love them lasers, man.
You can't transmute the laser sword, by the way, Nico.
The pink laser. Yeah, but one of the first games that really got me like recognizing like listening to music was, I know, Sonic Adventure 1 and 2. Like the first time I heard City Escape and Live and Learn, it was just life changing.
Endless possibilities.
We can't get after Blandrew when 2 other people already said Sonic 1 and 2, man.
Yeah, we can.
Sonic Adventure 2
I mean,
was
Sonic
dope.
Adventures 2 is like.
Sonic 1 and 2. Sonic 1 and 2.
What's wrong with it?
Yeah, it's just
Sonic
all over. Yeah, it's
Adventure-
just all over the place.
What did he
Sonic
say?
Adventure
How did that doesn't compare? Sonic 1 and 2 compared to Sonic Adventures?
Sonic Adventure 2 had a dope
Nah,
soundtrack.
they're completely different ghosts. Let's just be real.
I guess. Okay.
Yeah, they're completely different, and especially for the time.
What do you mean dope?
It had a really good soundtrack. It had really good songs on it.
Knock knock, it's Knuckles.
Yeah.
That's a real song?
No, but come on, like that doesn't compare to some like a Starlight Zone or a Spring Yard Zone. Come on.
Yeah, I'm just saying
Yeah.
that's where I first like took a noticing to video game music like that. But Nier is the one that really just like, wow, like I didn't know game music could get this good.
Nier soundtrack was great.
I haven't really heard much of the original Nier soundtrack. Is it all that opera shit from Nier Automata, that trash game?
Hey, respect gaming.
Nier Automata's pretty trash.
Oh, wow.
Respectfully.
Chemical Zone, though, man, was like, that was the shit.
Sonic 2? Yeah.
Sonic 1 or 2 out of it.
Yeah, it was 2.
So many dope beats. So many
Oh.
dope.
Okay, but on the topic of video game music, and I guess we talked about Capcom a bit here. The Street Fighter collection is coming up. What are you guys' feelings on the franchise, and what's your favorite Street Fighter and why?
I'll be honest, I'm not really a big Street Fighter fan like that. I mean, I like the games, but it's not like something I've really been into over the years. I played them, but just like Tekken and stuff, I'm not like actively looking up videos and combo stuff for this game or anything like that. I usually like the crossover with Street Fighter characters more than I do actual Street Fighter.
Yeah, same.
I like Street Fighter. I'm excited for it. But one thing I just recently learned was that it's the arcade version. And I was used to the PSP version for Alpha 3. And I heard that they might not have all the characters that was in the Alpha 3 upper version in the arcade version. So I'm going to still buy it, though. But I was a little let down.
I think the characters that are missing, I don't think anybody here plays with them.
No.
Yeah.
Didn't you guys say like Birdie, T-Hawk or somebody was one of them or something like that?
It was Birdie, T-Hawk, the 2 clones of Cammy, I think, or something like that. You know, stuff.
Yeah, Junie and Julie.
Yeah.
Maki.
Yeah. Oh, Maki was only in the Max version, wasn't she, on PS?
Yeah, the PSP.
Oh, yeah.
Yo, Gambino, though, you're more of an SNK guy. What do you think about Street Fighter?
Well, Street Fighter 2 is my very first video game ever.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, but I've tried to keep up with the series a little bit more. But right now, I think Street Fighter is so far from what it used to be. You know what I mean? It's more catered towards like button mashing, and I don't like to use that word, but like it's not the slow, calculated play that it used to be. And I know that's probably for like this new esports era. They're trying to make the game look more appealing to people, but it's so far from what everybody grew up on. You know what I mean? And
yeah, I agree.
That's what makes me so much. Yeah, that's what makes me so much happier that this collection is coming out, because I think it's gonna revitalize what people loved about Street Fighter. So I'm very excited for the game, and I will be playing it as much as possible.
Hero, you're a big Street Fighter guy, right?
Yeah. I mean, I can sit down and you know, if you ask me all the problems with Street Fighter 5 and 4, I can talk to you for days. But yeah,
There's too much.
Yeah. But I don't know. I'll play the collection. I'm really excited for Alpha 3 and what's the other one? Third Strike, Street Fighter 2. I'll play those. The Super Turbo. Yeah.
Guy gamer.
I'm kind of on the same page as Blandrew. I'm not really in the fighters, but Street Fighter 2 obviously probably my favorite, just because that's kind of what I grew up with on Super Nintendo, and you know, we would have like multiplayer sort of sessions on the block, and then you know, there's that kind of stuff. So, but yeah, I'm casual fighter.
Zoe, what about you? Aren't you the biggest Street Fighter guy in here?
I think I might be. I thought everybody else was. Street Fighter 2 is top in my top 10 of video games of all time. I'm disgusted by 4 and 5. I've always grew up a Ken Masters guy. I didn't know Ken Masters was a problem until the internet. I remember. I'm serious. I didn't know. I didn't know he was a problem.
I didn't know he was a problem either. Like, in what regard is he a problem?
Yeah, I never heard it.
I've never heard this.
Well, you even said that you don't use, what do you call them?
Oh, you're talking about the
Shotos
Shoto
or
thing?
something like
Shotos or something?
Yeah.
The Shoto term, yeah.
That's what you said. So I don't
Yeah.
remember saying that.
Yeah, Shotos.
Yes, I'm saying I never knew that was a problem until the internet came along. I mean, the internet has ruined everything from Final Fantasy VII, Ken Masters,
Sonic Adventure 2.
Oh man.
Castlevania 2.
A lot of things that I didn't know were a problem until people like Ghost came to me. Anyway, the Street Fighter, from the combat system to the chess play of combat system, from the characters. I even loved when the movie came out, Street Fighter. That's when I first fell in love with Ken Masters, with Street Fighter 2, the movie. It's probably before your time, but man, that movie was lit, man.
The movie's iconic.
Oh, I love that movie. But yeah, one of my favorite franchises, Street Fighter, and it makes me borderline sick just to think about 4 and 5. I even get mad at people who play 4 and 5. Actually, if I seen them in real life, I probably would have fight Hero or Gambino.
I don't play that trash no more.
It'll be a real fight because I've been like, this is just the terrible. This game is the worst. But anyway, yeah, that's it.
And as far,
well, but I was going to say they should have included the movie game. Didn't they have a movie game that came out in like Sega Saturn or Neo Geo?
yes.
No, not that movie. No, not the live action movie.
No, I know, but that's hilarious.
God.
It had like Bam Bam Guile and flipping around.
Dude, I thought for a minute that he was actually talking about the live action.
I was charged for the live action one. I mean, I'm a kid, so you don't really know what bad is. That's why I always hear when little kids like Ghost come to me and say Spider-Man 3 was bad.
I didn't say that.
How would you know if it was bad if you never knew the context of the black suit Spider-Man or anything like that? So when I went to go see Street Fighter 2, the movie, or Mario Brothers, they were fine for me at the time, but today they're terrible.
I didn't see that Street Fighter movie until I was a teenager, and it was so goddamn corny.
I didn't know. I was young, so I thought, anything you watch Barney is cool at a young age.
Come on, keep it real, guys. You guys were charged when you saw the Mortal Kombat movies with the Skull Rex blasting.
I actually don't hate
those. Mortal Kombat movies are good.
I like those.
Those are good movies.
I never saw the second Mortal Kombat one. I forgot what it was called.
You should watch it. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Awesome.
But as far as my background with Street Fighter, I didn't really like my first introduction to Street Fighter characters were through the original Marvel vs. Capcom.
Same.
They used to have like an arcade system sitting around, and I think it was like our grocery store or some shit. They had to take it out of there because we were on that shit all the time. But
can we finally debunk this arcade?
I'm like arcade at a grocery store.
I'm dead ass. I'm dead ass.
I talked about this yesterday because I'm older than you guys, and it's weird to hear you guys talk about this arcade lifestyle because we didn't have that when it was big. When I was a kid, was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, X-Men. The Simpsons, and those were beat 'em ups.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And after that, it was the shooting games. And after that, it was Dance Dance Revolution, and then it was out of here. So, how did you guys have an arcade scene?
Yeah, the only thing that
we
remained
didn't
was
really
like the
have
claw
an
machine.
We never had an arcade scene, but there were sometimes you would find arcade systems lying around in other places. The only arcade that I can say for real, like as far as like all those older games, not just like the newer stuff that we had around here, was an arcade called Ellen's. I have a couple videos, I think, on it on my YouTube. They had the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles up in there, stuff like that. that was the way I got to experience stuff like Mortal Kombat 3 and other stuff that I had missed out on. But before then, not much. We still have like a Miss Pac-Man near my barbershop. That's about it. But
well, wait.
otherwise-
What's this about a grocery store? Was it like a Kmart? Because that would make sense.
no, it was a Mean Yards. It was a Mean Yards.
Mean Yard? That's Menards, isn't it?
Menards?
I call it
Menards?
Mean Yards. Menards, Mean
What is it?
Yards.
Oh, my
I don't know how it's pronounced.
You know, say commercial, man. Say
I've never seen a commercial for Mean Yards.
It's like a upper scale Walmart kind of then.
Feels lower scale.
Oh,
Well, for me, I was from the mountains, you know what I mean? So gaming as a whole was never that big over here. So people didn't really have consoles and stuff like that. The one way that the kids in my town could play video games was at the bowling alley. We had a little side section arcade. And like Zoe said, it's mostly like claw games and beat 'em ups. But we did have a Marvel vs. Capcom 2 setup. We were lucky enough to have that. We had a Tekken setup. And there was actually a lot of people that went there. So no, I didn't grow up in the arcade boom era, but I was lucky enough to experience arcades that way.
You were getting beat up by thugs by the machines with cigarettes.
I've never I didn't hear all those crazy stories until what was the guy yelling like
Happy
console
gamer.
gamer? Yeah, happy
Happy
console.
Happy Console Gamer is 50 years old, I think, right? Or 40 something.
Yeah, he's got to be like 50.
He's up there somewhere.
Almost 50.
Yeah.
He's almost 50. And even Guy Gamer doesn't even know about the arcade scene like that, I don't think.
Yeah, no, there was arcades around my area, but it wasn't like it wasn't like Terminator 2, you know, when John Connor's in there and there's all these kids running around. It was pretty empty by the time I was a teen. And then I mean, there were certain places, so like, you know, like places like with batting cages and like some arcades, we had that kind of stuff. And it was pretty laid back. It was family atmosphere.
Yeah, I remember nobody was on the Street Fighters because we had them at the crib. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I had Street Fighter 2 on the SNES, but that's like the only fighting game experience I had before that.
When Mortal Kombat first hit, though, there was a good period of time that was only on arcades.
Yeah, there's even like documentaries of how the arcade scene died when consoles came around.
Yeah.
I do remember Mortal Kombat, but when it hit the Genesis, though, it was a wrap.
Yeah.
So, what about your favorite characters, guys? I guess Belanger, we'll start with you.
Yeah, I always like Yoon for some weird reason. I don't know.
Skateboarder.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He has a dope, one of my favorite designs in Street Fighter 2.
Yeah, he's cool.
What about you, Hero?
My all-time favorite is Sakura, but I like Gil, Yun, Sagat, E Honda. There's a bunch of them, but those are just like the main ones.
What about you, Gambino?
I like a lot of Street Fighter characters, but I'm gonna have to keep it old school and say Ryu, because Ryu, to me, he embodies what it is to be like a fighter. You know what I mean? Just traveling the world, nothing to lose, not scared of anybody. You know, I really like that and respect that about his character.
Is he your main in Street Fighter 5?
No, he sucks.
Wait, in every game, or just do you like not playing him in 5?
I played him at the beginning because he was pretty good, but they just destroyed what made Ryu in 5, and that's what kind of turned me off. I also played a bit of Charlie and like some other characters, but yeah, I usually dabble a little bit with Ryu in every game.
Nico, how about you?
I always go for the Bruce Lee character in video games, so that'd be Fei Long. I choose him, and I'm more of a Ken guy. I like the fire uppercuts. I barely use Ryu unless it's like the evil Ryu, but I like Ken. You know, Ken way more and Fei Long.
I just never really hear people talking about Fei Long like that, but
I used to main him in vanilla Street Fighter 4.
Like after Street Fighter 2, you know, he just kind of seems like he's been out of it. But
he hasn't been in a lot of games.
Yeah,
I remember when they first came. It was DJ, him, and Cammy. It was on the back of the arcade. I was like, "Who are these mysterious warriors?" You know what I mean?
Yeah.
These mysterious warriors.
Mine is Ken Masters ever since the anime, because he was silly. He had Ryu style, but he was a sillier version, a cooler version. I liked the red with the yellow. And then when Marvel vs. Capcom 2 came out, Charlie became my next favorite. So yeah, Charlie and Ken.
What about you, Guy Gamer?
Yeah. Well, this is going to make me feel slightly perverted because I know that you have all these drawings of her, but Chun-Li was my jam back in the day. And just fun fact was we had one Super Nintendo, right? And I had an older brother, and all his friends would want to take it and go over to the buddy's house and like play over there or whatever and smoke weed or whatever they're going to do. But we would have a bet that they would have to beat me first before they could take it. And like I would just beat the shit out of them half the night, until I got bored and let them go. But yeah, Chun-Li.
I don't know how it's gonna make you feel perverted or whatever, but
just because you're drawing. So.
but yeah, my favorite's Chun-Li too, mainly because pretty much every time I main her in a fighting in any of the Marvel vs. Capcom games or Street Fighter games, any of those, I can just get in and kick people's ass with her. So
I thought you would have said like Ibuki or somebody like that.
I like Ibuki too, but Chun-Li's classic, man. She's one of the originals. So I would go with Chun-Li over Juri or Ibuki or any of them, to be honest. Anime fan, what about you?
Dan Hibiki and Dulcie.
Dan Hibiki.
Somehow I knew he was going to say Dan.
Yeah.
Brunette, barefoot, and badass.
Oh, man.
So, just like last episode, I guess we're going to close out with a game. And...
what was that sound?
I thought that was you. But the game is going to be Game Over Assassination. So the rules of the game is I'm going to list off 4 characters or groups or whatever, be they video game or otherwise, and players will select one of the 4 characters or other things to be permanently removed from the series or, just wiped out. And they give their reasons why. So round 1, the candidates are Mario, Ken, Mega Man X, and Rock Howard.
Oh, man. Who was Rock Howard?
Wow.
Rock Howard from the SNK games.
Okay.
Yeah, Rock Howard, easy, respectfully. Sorry, Game Gamer.
Why is
I'm offended by that.
Why? My pleasure. Why do you want to wipe out?
Isn't he just like a clone of, like pretty much a mix of 2 characters? Well, Ken too. Like I don't know, but just Rock because I don't think he's in a lot of SNK games like that. Anyways,
he's only in 2.
Yeah,
we don't like to talk about Maximum Impact, so it doesn't count.
Isn't that the 3D one or something?
Yes.
Yeah, it's trash.
Kind of like a Tekken type of game, Tekken clone or something.
Yeah, it's 3D.
Yeah.
Well, you said Mario? What's Mario doing here?
I'm trying to give you people hard choices.
Oh, okay.
Wait, so you said Mario, Rock Howard.
Ken,
who else?
Mega Man X.
Okay.
Rock Howard would go for me.
Wait, hold on. It's supposed to be 3, right? 3 characters?
No, 4. It's 4.
Well, I thought it was murder, death, kill.
No. We're killing off. You're supposed to choose between.
Just the 4.
All the 4, and choose which one to kill off. It's not the same type of game. It's slightly the same.
So wait, did nobody else pick up that Zobi just referenced Demolition Man? Because I just want to throw that out there. When they find somebody dead in Demolition Man, it's like that robot goes murder, death, kill, or whatever, right? No, nobody. Okay.
No, I didn't catch it. I know that movie though.
Demolition Man. Sorry, go ahead.
I apologize. So, what about you, Hero?
Yeah, I'll kill Rock Howard. He's just not as cool as other characters.
You said not as cool? Oh man, I think he's cool.
Yeah, I think he's like the coolest SNK character.
Damn.
No, that's crazy.
Damn, everybody's killing off Rock
All
Howard.
right, well, I'm gonna go before somebody else says Rock.
Rock Howard.
I'm gonna kill off Mega Man X. I'm gonna kill off Mega Man X.
I was gonna do the same thing as well
because I just don't really have an attachment to the Mega Man series like that. So, out of all of them, I have to pick him.
I just got to do it because people are giving Mega Man X series a little too much props. I gotta be honest. I gotta shit on Mega Man X for a second.
It deserves its props.
What about you, Guy Gamer?
Yeah, I would kill the Rock Howard guy because I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
That's the only reason people are killing him.
What about you? What about you, so?
I like Mega Man X, but I just don't have a thing for the Mega Man X character like everybody else. So I'll go Mega Man X as well.
Let's go.
I do like Mega Man X.
So moving on to round 2, I think this will be a little bit more interesting. We have Bayonetta, Kratos from God of War.
Oh god, this is
Ryu Hayabusa from Ninja Gaiden, and Dante from Devil May Cry. I know.
get Kratos out of here, man.
That's too easy.
They might as well just kill everybody, man.
Bayonetta ain't any better.
I thought he was gonna say Bayonetta for sure, though. Like, damn.
Yeah. If I was gonna pick one, definitely she can go.
But out of what about you, Nico? What about you, Nico?
Let me see. I never played Bayonetta, but she could be considered decent a little bit, I guess. So she can stay. Kratos got to stay because he a god, god of Sparta. And what was the third one again?
Ryu Hayabusa from Ninja Gaiden and Dante from Devil May Cry.
Ninja Gaiden was cool, so yeah, Dante could go.
Okay, are you a Ninja Gaiden guy?
Yeah, that's my jam. But wait, God of Sparta? What is that?
I don't know.
Spartan Rage, man. That's Spartan Rage. You know what I'm saying?
You didn't even read up on the original God of Wars, did you, Nico?
Come on, man. Did you see 300? Shit.
I watched a YouTube video, God of War in 7 minutes. I watched a YouTube video.
Oh god.
Yeah, we're killing Kratos. That's a wrap. Like I watched like 5 minutes of gameplay of somebody playing that, and it was literally just him screaming every move. If I play that game, I'd have to turn the volume all the way down, or like the voices. Screams.
Not to run on God of War again. I know it's a dead horse, but I just do not see the appeal of why people care. Am I the only one?
No.
I think
He's
they
a
care
god.
because 10 out of 10.
Hold on, Ghost. When we kill these characters, we're killing the franchise, or just the the franchise goes on, but we get a different character, or
they're not going to get wished back by Dragon Balls, right?
no wish back by Dragon Balls. Just remove it completely, erase it.
so the
forever.
franchise is gone.
The character, the franchise, yeah.
Okay, yeah, Kratos.
Yeah.
I think action games are perfectly fine without God of War.
Kratos as well.
Wait,
is this new Dante or old Dante?
No, Dobie, don't even
say I'm gonna say old Dante.
Okay.
Nobody's gonna say
then.
new Dante.
All right.
I would go with Kratos as well. Mainly because I do like the Ninja Gaiden series, and to an extent Devil May Cry, and I got into Bayonetta just recently. Kratos, God of War, never really cared for him too much. I haven't played the new one.
You need to.
Nico's the only
Nico,
one.
you're not even playing it.
I'm gonna play it tonight.
7% on his trophy list.
I'm playing it
5
tonight.
trophies.
But I played a bit of God of War 3, man, and I just didn't like the back and forth between action combat and these mini puzzles. Like, you'd be stopped in the middle of it, just go take a magnifying glass to something, look at some hieroglyphics or some bullshit. I didn't care for that. So moving on to the next round, we have a group. We have the Justice League, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles,
No way.
Power Rangers, and the Avengers.
Ooh.
That's kind of hard.
At first it was hard until you said the last one.
The Avengers.
Yeah.
Spider-Man, the GOAT.
Well, Spider-Man's not the GOAT anymore. He fell off drastically in comparison to
like 10 years ago.
Yeah, so I would definitely get rid of the Avengers and keep Justice League, TMNT, and what was the other one?
Power Rangers.
Oh, definitely. I'm mighty more for Power Rangers.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. That was my childhood, bro.
Well, Blanchard, keep it real, Blanchard.
Yeah, Blanchard. I was gonna ask.
I think I'm getting rid of Justice League, respectfully. Like, I don't really care about a lot of DC franchises like that, outside of like Batman.
You didn't like the Justice League cartoon?
Not growing up, no.
Yeah.
I'd probably appreciate it more today, but I didn't really care for it when it was on Toonami.
Wow. Well, what about the Avengers, bro? What do you think about the Avengers, man?
Yeah, they're just whatever. Like what you guys call them, turn your brain off type shows.
And not even, I'm not even going to judge the Avengers just for today. All my life, they've been corny. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They've been just D-rank superheroes. They haven't been the Captain America, Iron Man. You serious?
You didn't even like the 2 animated movies that came out a long time ago? Remember those?
I can't even remember the animated movies.
Wait, killing the Avengers means we kill every franchise within that series, right?
Yeah.
I guess so. Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'd probably kill Avengers then.
Ooh.
Wait, X-Men is in Avengers, right?
No.
Yeah, they is.
No, they're not.
They even had a comic book where they said X-Men versus Avengers. No, they're not.
Okay, then yeah, Avengers.
It's different.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree and say Avengers too, just because I have more of an attachment to Batman.
This is the coolest they've ever been, and they've always been trash, man.
Yeah, you remember the Saturday morning cartoons where like they tried to like hype up the Avengers when like X-Men was still going.
Yes.
Like, hard. The Avengers were trash.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll kill the. Oh, never mind. You're not done.
No, go ahead.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say I'll kill the Avengers because they have no type of synergy to me. Like none of them gel together to me.
I really feel like y'all say that because of Hawkeye, because
What about
nobody likes Hawkeye.
Black Widow?
Okay, yes, Black Widow is trash. Black Widow is trash. Okay,
Yeah.
I get it.
Right.
Yes.
Well, kill me.
I'll tell you, Iron Man, you guys are brand new, but Iron Man was never cool, man. He was
I do understand that.
Yeah.
Nobody did talk about it.
He wasn't cool like that. Yeah.
But even in the movies,
Robert Downey Jr. made him cool.
but even in the movies, I don't really like Robert
Thor
Downey Jr.
movies were corny. Guess what? He was always corny.
I didn't really.
You know who was bigger than the Avengers growing up? Fantastic Four.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was.
That's heavy.
Man.
Yeah.
They were bigger.
That's heavy, man.
Yeah, I mean they kind of were, but I still ain't killing the Avengers. I would kill the Power Rangers.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
And I'm going to tell you why. Because if you saw that new movie, it was nothing but a social justice warrior appeasement fest.
Oh yeah, new movie.
Made me sick. Kill them motherfuckers.
I completely
Not even
forgot.
the movie. You go back and watch the original episodes; they're terrible.
Oh yeah, but you know what? They were corny and offensive. I'll take that. Yellow Rangers Asian, Black Rangers black. Like they had all the stereotypes.
That was cool.
That movie is just a mess, though.
I mean, dude, I never saw the movie, but I think the Power Rangers have been going on forever. There's like 50 versions. You got Power Rangers Samurais, Power Rangers this and that, and I think they've been going on forever.
So the Black Ranger, the black guy that's a ranger has Asperger's in the movie, and they make a joke about him being the Blue Ranger, and then like one's a lesbian, it's just this whole like thing of like, oh, these angsty teens and they have all these problems. I just want to slap all of them, like just stop.
Millennial Ranger.
Yeah, it's like, oh, it's just hard being a teenager in this small town. Nobody understands me. It's like,
There was nothing cooler, man, than it's morphin' time, and then it was like Mastodon.
Yeah, which we didn't get in the movie. It was To the Pit. It was what's his name from Breaking Bad, just screaming, "Go to the pit."
So it's kind of like Transformers 1, where they didn't even play the opening theme to Transformers at the credits, kind of like that.
Going after Sly?
Not necessarily.
I actually enjoyed the original Transformers movie. This movie's just bad all around.
Yeah, Power Rangers terrible. But
yeah, I hear what you're saying, Guy Game. If I was to get rid of at least Avengers, I don't know. It was pretty bad back in the day. I don't know.
At least like the first season of Power Rangers. I didn't like the Avengers ever.
Yeah, I feel you got Gambino.
Think of the theme songs.
What theme songs?
Power Rangers.
Oh yeah, that was dope.
The music was high.
Power Rangers Turbo soundtrack was dope. I like that soundtrack.
Turbo?
Yeah, the movie. From the movie.
Oh, okay, from the movie. I was like, are you talking about
But to answer the question though, Justice League gotta go, man, for me.
I was wondering who was going to say
Oh my god.
Justice League gotta go, man.
Is it because of the modern day? Because it's not cool today. Is that the reason why?
Are you basing this off of DC movies or what?
No, I just like Avengers better. Well, like just because of the separate heroes. Like I love the Hulk, Incredible Hulk. I like Spider-Man. You know, Iron Man, cool. And the only one I like out of DC is Batman and maybe like Green Lantern. So they can go though, man.
Really?
Are you salty because Gal Gadot tricked you?
Yeah.
You hate Superman, Nico?
Superman,
Yeah, he's corny. I don't care.
yeah, I never really was like hype for him. I liked his powers. He got laser eyes or whatever, and icy cold breath or whatever. But he wasn't all that to me. So
He's like too strong to be like he's just one of those characters that's so strong for no reason. It's not even cool. You know what I mean?
I think Superman is so dope. When I was a kid, I was just like, no, I didn't like him. But not until the movie, what was the movie when Batman and Superman fought? The cartoon movie is based off a comic book.
Yeah.
Dark Knight Returns or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not until that is where I earned a respect for Superman. And also, when you look Goku's ass twice. I'm just trolling. That's not. I'm trolling my dad. I just want to
watch Superman.
I think you got to give Man of Steel props, though, don't you? That movie, Man of Steel. I think they did a good job.
Oh yeah, you good.
I never understood the hate for that movie.
I did not like Man of Steel.
It's amazing.
You
a
mean
lot
the recent?
A lot of people don't like it because he's an emo Superman. Yeah. But I'm just looking at it as if it was modern day, how would a guy with powers like that who wants to help people, but people say don't get involved? I think a very psychological movie if you look at it that way. But if you're just looking for laser beams and transformations, then
so your feelings on that amazing Spider-Man movie is kind of the feelings I have for the Man of Steel, man. It just felt like that movie was overly dark.
No. The Amazing Spider-Man movie was Twilight. Sony's version of Twilight. They saw Twilight.
That comparison.
That's what Sony does. That's their thing, is taking popular things, using what they own, and put it in as their version. And that's all that Spider-Man was. Everything I remember was it was really dark, and I remember there was a terrible Gwen Stacy, Peter Parker storyline that did make sense to me.
Yeah.
Well, guys, that is it for the podcast. And it is over. Anything else you guys would like to say? Where these people can find you?
I don't want to start any babbling, but anybody want to talk about that list of games that leaked today? Supposedly for E3?
Oh man, I want to continue.
Well, I don't know. We're not at the 2 hour mark for Blandrew, so I don't know.
No, I'm perfectly fine. I'm more worried about Zobi.
No. Yeah, we're almost. I'm glad you brought that up because we can end it with that. Go ahead. All right. Well, you want me to start it off?
Oh, I thought God Gamer was going to start it off.
I honestly didn't. I looked at the list, but I don't have it in front of me.
The list of 30 games. Let's see if I can find that.
Yeah, I think it's on the Discord too.
Okay.
Yeah, it's in the Discord.
Yeah, I'll try and look back.
Let's back.
Rage 2 is happening, which nobody cares about. So
Splinter Cell sounds decent.
I remember when people were hyping that game like crazy.
I'm hyped for Splinter Cell to come back. Splinter Cell to me always got overshadowed because of the Metal Gear hype, but to me, like Splinter Cell was better stealth gameplay by far.
Yeah, it was a pretty good game on the PS2. I liked it.
Amazon.
But the only thing I'm really interested in is what is that Dragon Quest 2 thing? Is that Builders?
Yeah, I'm thinking it's Builders 2.
Yeah, that's
either that or it could be a port to the new one coming to Xbox too. I think that might happen as a reveal.
Yeah, but if they were going to port it, they'd port the first 3 games. You know what I mean? It would be the trilogy. At least I believe so. And I don't think it would get a remake before 3, which is like the most acclaimed Dragon Quest.
Yeah, nobody even talks about Dragon Quest 2.
Yeah. Actually, that game was pretty bad. I like the first one more.
Oh, wait, we got breaking news, guys. So, I don't know if this was talked about. Oh, never mind. This is, for some reason, they just tweeted the Neo Geo Mini, but you guys already posted that. I think you did, right?
Is there a price or no?
What is it?
It's like a little arcade-looking thing. Neo Geo Mini. I don't see a price yet.
Oh, yeah. That came out last week.
Arcade.
Yeah. 40 titles though.
40 titles. Nice.
Yep.
That's gonna be cool.
It's got Samurai Showdown 1. It's got Fatal Fury Real Battle. That's a cop.
Oh
for
man.
sure.
But if I can talk about these 30 games that were released at the Walmart Canada, people are making GIFs and memes of Walmart Canada holding a chair and slapping it over.
Homer head, yeah.
And I'm like, really? This is a shock? All I saw were just the death of gaming to me. I literally saw the Thanos gauntlet snapping its fingers. And I'm Spider-Man right now talking about no, I don't want to go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they were all sequels. Not only that, it was sequels to shit that I don't even fucking like.
Yeah.
Ghost, check the group chat on
Okay.
Google Hangouts.
I was like, whoa, this is the best we're gonna get this E3 is sequels to crappy games.
Also, there was no Switch titles. There was the ones that we already know about.
Good. Keep those hitting until
That's the only hope we have. Switch titles, because what's coming from PlayStation and Xbox is a mess.
Yeah, Just Cause 4.
Yeah.
Lego DC Villains. These are some of the worst games I've seen in my life.
I'm still hyping up Dreams.
Don't forget about the new Assassin's Creed.
Oh my god, yeah. I'm tired of that game.
Destiny.
Borderlands 3.
Yeah, check the Google Hangouts chat, Zobi.
Oh, yeah, is Destiny Comet like another one of those shooter games, like the actual Destiny series?
I think it's like DLC, like a story thing.
Yeah,
probably an expansion pack.
Yeah.
Tom Clancy, The Division 2, Splinter Cell, Insurgent, Sandstorm, The Last of Us 2, Just Cause, WWE 2K, Nico would like that, Dragon Quest 2, Destiny Comet, Final Fantasy 7 Remake, Metroid Prime. Okay, there are Switch titles. Super Smash Bros. Borderlands 3, Assassin's Creed, Beyond. I don't want to read the list. Another another Gears of War, another Rage. It's like, what the hell? This is the best we're gonna get.
What about that same game Sony keeps making and renaming with the zombies? What's that called?
Oh, Days Gone.
Yeah, Days Gone.
Oh man.
Days Gone.
Is anyone actually really hyped for those games? Am I the only one that's high right now?
Dragon Quest Builders 2 only, and Metroid and Smash, I guess.
Hold up. Seriously, Dragon Quest Builders 2?
Yeah, I like Dragon Quest Builders.
I really don't have anything to say about it, to be honest. There's not.
It's not like a game
Yeah.
or anything, but I'll pick it up.
Yeah. I'm gonna pull a Nico and say I only played the demo, but it was pretty fun.
Yeah.
Nico, you're a hype beast. You're surely excited for something on that list.
Splinter Cell maybe, but because I haven't played that in a long time, so that's something that But other than that, the list boring. I don't care about Borderlands, Assassin's Creed. I'm tired of. I swear, Assassin's Creed come out every year.
I will never.
When it originally came out, and
I will never understand the hype behind Borderlands.
Yeah, exactly, Ghost. I don't understand that shit. I played Borderlands 2. It was terrible.
Yeah, I played that on my Vita. It was terrible.
I never liked anything about Borderlands. The art style, the game
story,
was just
the game.
Yeah.
Was Watch Dogs 3 on there? I'm hyped for that though. Y'all don't like Watch Dogs?
It's pretty much Assassin's Creed with like a different spin.
Nico likes those open world street city.
I thought Watch Dogs was more like a Grand Theft Auto
Grand Theft Auto things, yeah.
It is you can spy on all kinds of people, so you just going in and looking in women's apartments and stuff.
No. But if Watch Dogs 3 is on there, then maybe that's the only one. That's the only one. But if it's not, delicious trash.
This is the best of the best. I'm done. I'm finished. I can't take it anymore, man.
I gotta be honest. Who the hell played on?
Did what?
Did anyone even play Rage 1?
People were on.
No.
Sony hitters were on Twitter talking about Final Fantasy 7 is coming to Xbox. I was like, who cares? 7 remake. That's who. I'm sorry. I must be an old grumpy Man, I just did not see anything on that the list. I guess I hear what Blandre's saying with Dragon Quest Builders. I'm just thinking of it like, really, that's the best way to have Dragon Quest Builders 2. But I guess I'm kind of excited that it's coming to the States.
Yeah.
But
No Switch version though. It's just on Xbox and PlayStation.
After that, I'm just like, that list was pathetic. I hope it's fake.
I mean, it looks pretty real, to be honest. Also, the Lego DC build, it's got things thrown in there that's just bullshit, like WWE.
Wasn't somebody here hyping Lego games? I feel like that was Nico.
No, I played them, but no.
Like you were trying to talk about why the PS3 was so great, and you brought up Lego games.
No, I did.
And, Pirates of the Caribbean or something. Well,
Yo, I feel like somebody brought up Lego Incredibles or some bullshit like that. I think that's what it was.
That must be some. I didn't hear that one.
It was.
I had Lego Batman though.
You did.
Lego
Batman. I had that one. That's the only one I had.
That 7 remake coming to Xbox is more of a curse than a blessing for Microsoft.
Who cares? Is that Phil Spencer's big reveal? Is that what the Final Fantasy 7 remake?
Is that what he took the road trip to Japan for?
Yeah, that's the Japanese game he was
that was a wasted trip then.
I guarantee you that's it. Because I'm like, only person that would like Final Fantasy 7 remake is weirdos like that. Dude bros, respectfully, God gamer. You know what I mean?
Man, how am I getting lumped into
I gotta keep it real. Like, didn't they say that they were removing CyberConnect 2 off of that project?
They had to start the project from scrap.
Yeah, they started.
No, it's never coming up. Oh, no.
And that's on the list. That is a little bit. Wait, was that listed, Blandrew? I didn't see it.
Yeah, Final Fantasy 7.
Yeah, if that's listed, that makes it just a teeny bit suspect to me. But otherwise,
I wouldn't be surprised if they restarted on Kingdom Hearts.
Oh God!
I give up.
Nico's still gonna buy it anyway.
It's been like 13 years.
If it has that Keyblade transformations in it.
Jesus Christ, hold on, Nico, keep it real. You're 26 now, 13 years, you'll be 50. You'll be excited for Kingdom Hearts.
No.
That's insanity.
No. I mean, if Mickey Mouse is in it, but no. I'm just playing.
At least he admits it, man.
JK.
All right, go. Let's get out of here, man.
All right, man. Like I said, if any of you guys want to tell people where they can find you, go ahead. Right now, Blandrew, want to go ahead? Tell them where you can find.
Yeah, you can find me on my channel at Blandrew. I'm working on the E3 predictions video that should be up sometime next week, so look out for that.
When's Yakuza Part 2?
Never. Not until those views get up. I mean, that's kind
of. Guy Gamer.
Yeah, I'll probably just have you link it on the video information, but it's like just YouTube/C/Guy Gamer.
Zob.
Hey, subscribe to my channel at Zobi70. I haven't. No, I'm just playing. Go ahead, man.
HeroBot.
Yeah, just find me on Twitter, HeroBot TV. It's not HERO, it's HIRO, just to clarify.
Gambino.
I don't have a YouTube channel, but you can follow me at twitter.com/Kyotown.
And Anime Fan?
Good luck spelling that.
Sweetie Swag, Sweetie, do you like anime? So do we. Follow me on Twitter at @BeRealAnimeFan for all your daily anime pleasures.
And you can find me at The Living Ghost at Twitter.
Wait, what about Nico?
Yeah, I know, nigga.
Nico.
What you doing?
Oh, shit. I thought everybody knew the PBG.
Everybody knows PBG, man.
You can find me at Nico PBG on YouTube. So check me out.
Right.
Frozen saying we should address the comment section next time. Okay, we'll make a note of that.
All right. And we're done.